Sistas Fontasy, what is going on? We are officially back on the podcast. This is week 5. It took us a little bit to get here, but we are indeed here. I am here with last year's last place finisher, Taylor Made.
What's going on, everybody? Commish, great to be back on the pod. One of the best fantasy football league podcast nation, and it's good to be back, boys. Really good to be back, and I can't wait. Can't wait to dive into a couple things this week.
Yeah, so going to be raw dogging this pod. Fresh off sleeping from work. I'm here with my coffee. This video is going to be sponsored by On For Me, 2 Milli Pillies Coffee. Lee, got any sponsors you want to shout out?
And as always, usually Cool Mint, but Cool Mint's on a footage, but chill it is for now. And Optimum Energy Partners. I have the not shirt on, but I have shorts on. And let's dive right into it, Commish.
Shout out to Fifth Priest and Fellowship as well. So first, we are going to look at our survivor pool. We have 6 people left. I haven't updated it all season, but we're going to change that. We are fucking back. Let's take a look right here. We're in week 5. We got 6 people left. We got Chubby left. Lee will do it. Ghost Montes, Send MD, Sup My Najigba, and Never the Bull. Good luck to you, gentlemen, the rest of the way. That $500 hit halfway through the season is fucking awesome. I'm disappointed I didn't make it again this year. Early exit for me. But good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, should be an interesting finish with the survivor pool for sure. Definitely a lot of high caliber teams left. I can't wait to see who's going to take home that $500 on week 10.
Yeah, Lee Pack's been dominating. I think he averages over 130 points a game. So,
yeah, his team is scary, and we will obviously get into that. But hate to give the kid credit, but his team is scary.
All right, so there will be power rankings posted today. They aren't finished, so we're not going to look at them on the pod. But I'm going to do a podcast episode, give you this content, and we'll do the power rankings separate content just so you guys don't, indulge all at once. So traditionally, we're going to look at everyone's team and go over some of the matchups from last week. And we are going to start with last year's champ and myself, Never the Bull versus Bada Bing last week. Bada Bing taking them down 129-91. Leo, if you want to, give a start, talk about the teams and the matchups.
Yeah, I mean, great matchup for you, Commish. Got the big dub that your team needed. You put up a big number. I think it was 129 points. Huge number for your team. Obviously, you got a huge threat with your quarterback, Kyler Murray, obviously. Mason, picking up on the waiver wire was huge. Obviously, McCaffrey doesn't look like he's going to play a game, so you got the RB1 on, probably one of the best teams in the NFC. Good to have. And just, Never the Bull, down week. I mean, obviously, probably losing Rashee Rice for the year is hard for him. Amon St. Brown did his thing, obviously, but it just wasn't enough to have you top, Commish. And Never the Bull with a 2-2 start. It's uncharacteristic of him, but Commish, you bounced back nicely, and 2-2 obviously is you're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, as if we remember, I don't think Matt had a great start to the last season. I think he had a few losses and he was down in the power rankings, and I didn't love his team either until he made like 3 trades in a row, and I think the last one being Lee Pack. Because of course, who else would be trading in the league? And he made a huge bounce back. But just looking at his team, he's got Josh Allen, who's been lights out. Again, he goes no RB strategy, picks up Connor Singletary late, which I think they've been hit or miss. Amon-Ra Rashee, I really liked his team at the draft, but with Rashee going down, we'll see. We'll see what this team can do. It's not giving me sexy. He's also got Cup out on the IR.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too sexy for me right now, but you can never count the Bull out.
No, and if Cup coming back if he comes back. Would be a huge addition for him. Hopefully sooner rather than later, obviously, with the Rice news. But like you said, Singletary has been normally good, had an off week, but I think the champ will bounce back. Right, and like I said, Commissioner, you're definitely trending up, which is great to see.
Yeah, looking at my team, I didn't love it at the draft. I usually go, quarterback late and stuff in that nature. I went QB early with Hurts at 4, and he's already on my bench. I went running back heavy, which I don't really do when I got Gibbs and Pacheco, and Pacheco's probably out for the season. And Gibbs has been all right for me, but we got CD Lamb there, and who else got hurt? Oh yeah, and then I went Waddle early too, which you know that situation.
Yeah.
So I think I got some stud players here. Mason was huge for me, but this team still hasn't convinced me yet that it's going to be a top team. So I'm happy to be sitting at 2-2, and we'll see where we go, man. And I hope Hurts or someone else could pick it up, and I could eventually trade one of these guys. But for now, we'll just be rolling with them.
Yeah, you definitely got some week, guys.
Moving on to Dream Chasers and TaylorMade. Dream Chasers, just a tough start for my brother, man. Got to feel for the kid.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jamar Chase, whatever happened there when in the beginning of the season, he's obviously bounced back the last 2 weeks. And Justin Jefferson having the league MVP as his quarterback. Sam Darnold has just been lighting it up every week. His team did obviously fall short. He still put up a good number, 101 points. But my team, it did what I was expecting it to do, most of the year. Finally had a big week. The problem with my team, and I guess it's a good problem to have, is my bench is just as good as my starters. And, I don't know who to put out there every week. So I'm happy I made the right decisions this week with Jaden Reed having a big game with Jordan Love back. And, Garrett, the only thing that's bothering me is Garrett Wilson having a slow start. But other than that, thank God I have guys behind him. And, my running back situation right now is kind of questionable with the Jonathan Taylor injury. But, I have Mixon coming back, Brian Robinson, Chuba Hubbard's going to have at least another 2 weeks before Brooks gets back there. So I'm not really too worried. Thank God I had the depth. But, hey, man, a 3-1 start after being an asshole last year, I'll take that every day.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to see you sitting at 3-1. Last year definitely wasn't your season. Great guys on your squad: Mahomes, JT, B-Rob, GW could figure it out, man. Your team's going to be the team to beat. Evans is always awesome. Ash Porter, man, he was the tight end 1. Hasn't showed up this year. Jaden Reed's been awesome. The guy to watch on your bench, Lad McConkey, looking like he's going to be the wide receiver 1 there. When him and Herbert get on the same page, man, you could see him in your roster, or it's an awesome trade piece.
Yep.
Then I even like these 3 guys here, Lockett, Wandale, and Addison. I think Addison was actually dropped by someone in our league.
He was. I picked him up. I got him for $11 waiver.
Yeah, that's just awesome. Going over to Dream Chasers, he had the last pick in the draft. A lot of members wanted that pick, and he went JJ and Chase. And after those picks, you just thought he was gonna draft the most unstoppable team. But as Tom Lembo would say, I think he ruined it with the 3rd or 4th pick. But he's got a little squad here. He's a big Dak guy. He's got Jacobs. Rashad White seems to be splitting with Bucky Irving a little bit more, so that doesn't help him.
Yeah.
JJ and Chase. Chase is starting to pick it up. He's got Ferg. He's got Aslave. Not a horrible team here.
And I do like some of the guys on his bench. Starting with Justin Fields. I mean, he had a fucking huge game this week against the Colts. So, he's got a little bit of the same problem I got, Dream Chasers. It's just a matter of a matchup situation of who you're going to start week in and week out. And, between Dak and Fields, because, Fields showed you he could still put up big points. And, I don't know if the Cowboys are gonna, be a dominant team, where Dak's gonna be dominant every week. But yeah, he's got I guess a good problem to have when you have two solid guys in the same position.
Yeah, he's 1-3. There's a lot of people in the league who are 2-2, so he's only a week out from some team losing and him getting another win and him back in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But for another team, suck my digs, 0-4. There's only 7% of fantasy teams in all of fantasy that are still yet to win. This kid wins the league the first year, and I think he fell off the face of the earth after that. It was a lucky win. It was because someone didn't set their lineup. And you just look at this team, and it's just ugly, man. It's just real ugly. Drafted Kelsey way too early. I mean, he's been the most disappointment in fantasy. I think he finally put up like 80 or 70 yards last week, but it's been nothing but goose eggs before that. Just not a lot of sexy names on the team. Diggs has been one of, honestly, his better picks. He's been finding the end zone and looking nice for Stroud. The Browns just haven't been great. You haven't seen Cooper explode. I think he finally found the end zone last week.
Yeah, he did. And it just it sucks for him, obviously, taking McCaffrey one, and who knows if he's going to play this year. With double tendonitis in his Achilles. That's a terrible thing to be diagnosed with, especially as a running back or anyone in this league for that matter.
Yeah.
But Kicks, everybody laughed at you, man. Everybody in this fucking league, including myself, laughed at you when you told And Derrick Henry proves time and time again that it don't matter how old he is, don't matter what team he's on, he is the best fucking running back in this league, and he's unstoppable on that Baltimore team. And good for you, Kicks, for reaching, and it paid off.
Yeah, Kicks is always that guy going against ADP, getting clowned on at the draft. But I mean, if you look at this kid, he's always in contention each and every year. He's been called the dark horse of the league, and for a good reason. 142 points right here, probably the top scorer in the league, it looks like. Yep. CJ Stroud, love him. Henry, love him. Not a huge Pollard guy. But Metcalf and Flowers, those receivers could get it done. I mean, Zay hasn't been great. Brock Bowers at tight end, love that. I think it's a matter of time until he just takes off in the league.
Yep.
Scary Terry looks awesome with Jaden Daniels. Aubrey's been an awesome kicker. So Kick's got a nice little squad here. He got Puka Nacua out. So
when he comes back, if he comes back too, that's another dangerous piece for him. With him and DK Metcalf in the starting lineup, will be dangerous for sure. So definitely got to watch out for Kicks' team. That Derrick Henry pick, everybody clowned on him, and Kicks, you're proving a lot of people wrong, man. A lot of people you're proving wrong.
And just circling back to suck my digs, I mean, that first McCaffrey pick, he had a lot of people in his ear telling him not to do it. Doesn't take the backup after drafting him.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by that Kelsey pick, just a really bad draft, a really bad team, and
yeah, it's not his year. It's just not his year. It doesn't look like
it just hasn't been his year for a while now. It's people are really starting to question how valid that championship is now. So we'll see. We'll see if he can turn this thing around. But
yeah, you got time, man. You got to start winning after this week. That's what it comes down to.
I offered him Mason very early on, and he wasn't open to trade. So I think he's just digging himself a grave.
Got to be open now, man. I mean, it's all hands on deck from here on out for him.
Oh, he did just make a trade though. Who didn't he trade? Leapak?
Traded Leapak Ayuk, and he got Monty in return. Basically, was the bulk of the trade, and he got I think DeMarcus Robinson too. Tom.
Yeah.
Monty was the big piece there, and he's a touchdown scorer. So I mean, hopefully he can pick it up for him. But again, it's tough to climb out of.
Yeah, I don't hate that trade. Okay, cooking with your sister. Starting off hot, 3-1. Versus Saquon D's 1-3. You can start this one off.
Yeah, Rud. First week, we thought your team was obviously going to be just out of control. And then AJ Brown went down. Obviously, that's terrible for you. And then Anthony Richardson gets hurt last week. I mean, he does have Jaden Daniels, which is great, but if Saquon isn't putting up Saquon numbers, then I mean his team is pretty much screwed. I mean, he has Mark Andrews in his tight end slot. he's basically a left tackle nowadays. He doesn't get the ball at all. I do think his team obviously has a lot of upside when AJ Brown does get back into the mix, and I think he has probably a top 3 quarterback in fantasy in Jaden Daniels. Hendo, cooking with your sister. He actually went to bed on Monday night thinking he was going to lose in shotgun, and then he, turns out with a win with, 92 points. Kenneth Walker having a huge Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
The Tyreek Hill pick, obviously, I even said it pre-draft. I said, I hope I don't get the 1 pick. If I do get a top pick, I hope it's a 2 pick so I could pick Tyreek because I did want him. But again, that situation with who's going to be the quarterback. I mean, Tyler Huntley's obviously not the guy there. Even they had Skylar Thompson. He couldn't connect with Tyreek Hill as much as they wanted to. But I think when he finds someone that can throw him the ball downfield efficiently, cooking with your sister is going to be, a great team. Again, sitting at 3-1 with me as well. And, he's definitely a threat with that team for sure.
Yeah, starting with Saquon D's, you look at Daniels and Barkley, they're the top guys in their position this year, and it's just hard to believe that this team only has 1 win. AJ Brown going out really hurt them. But as you can touch on Mark Andrews, Baltimore puts up 35 points. Andrews has 0 fantasy points. He's just been a disappointment for the last few years in fantasy with injuries and just not being consistent. So, yeah, Rudd really needs A.J. Brown to come back in a big way and for Daniels and Barkley to keep producing, or we're going to see him with another bottom 5 finish. But cooking with your sister, he's a guy that I love to see do well in fantasy. Always wants the best out of the league and bring the best out of me as a commissioner. So shout out to cooking with your sister. Awesome team. QB1 with Baker Mayfield. James Cook has been awesome. Walker's been good. Just obviously sucks with Tua going out and having Tyreek.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they got to find someone that could get him the ball downfield because, Huntley missed him a couple of times. And, if Tua's in there, Tyreek Hill probably has a, 20-plus point game and, for the weeks to come.
But, yeah, with Rashee Rice being out also, we have a guy like Xavier Worthy on Hendo's bench that's going to see more of a WR1 spot in Kansas City. Look for him to get into Hendo's lineup and for Hendo to mesh us for the best available players. And cooking with your sister is still gonna be putting on wins week in and week out. And if they could find someone to get Tyreek the ball, then cooking with your sister's got a good team this year, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's going to be a threat for sure.
Moving on, let's not even forget about Adams on the IR, but he's looking to get traded soon. Damn, cooking with your sister's got the pieces, man. He's got the pieces.
He's got a scary team.
Forgot about Adams. Moving on with the pound for pound number 1, Lee will do it. Previous champ, neighbors are fed. Both gentlemen 3-1, but Lee will do it has just been lights out so far. I think he's averaging. I saw it before when I was doing the rankings, 130 a week in a half PPR, which is really fucking good.
Out of control, Lee Pack's team.
So starting on his QB spot, Joe Burrow, moving down to his running backs, Bijan and Kyron Williams. Wide receivers, Nico Collins has been fucking awesome. Not that sexy for me, but Goddard's been pretty good. I think he's like top 5 in the tight ends this year, and Kamara has just been the pick of the fucking draft. He went late, and he hasn't skipped a beat. He should have went fucking – he's producing like he was a top fucking 3 pick, top 3 round pick, and that was the fucking steal right there. He's got Devonta Smith in his IR, but Lee just with a powerhouse of a team every fucking year.
Yeah. He finds ways to get it done, whether it's via the draft or, hounding you to trade somebody, and just he's so persistent with that. So I have to give it to him. A lot of people said the Kamara pick wasn't going to be great. He's slowing down because he's old and he's injury prone. But I mean, he's proven a lot of people wrong. And he's the top 3 running back in the league. And Nico Collins, that was my guy last year. I love Nico Collins. I wanted to get him this year, but I felt that Houston had too many weapons to really utilize him as a true number one. But again, he's the best wide receiver in fantasy right now. And, Lee has the team. And, like you said, with Ayuk there, obviously not sexy, but he's got a guy on his bench, Deontay Johnson, who as soon as Andy Dalton came in for the Panthers, Deontay Johnson looks like, a real number one over there. So, Lee Pack's got a plug and play kind of situation like I got, but I don't see anyone really topping this team as of right now. It looks like he's the true number one. Going on to neighbors with Fed with Steve, he was 3-0 going into this game. He was looking to be the only 4-0 team left in the league, but he, like you said, he ran into a powerhouse. I do love Steve's team. Obviously, Brees Hall had a terrible week against Denver. He'll bounce back, obviously, and keep producing at a high level. He has the rookie wide receiver on his team, rookie of the year wide receiver on his team, and Malik Neighbors, who just a beast. Even with Daniel Jones throwing the ball to him, I mean, he gets all the targets. Behind Wan'Dale Robinson, he'll get the most targets. I do love Steve's team. I think it's very consistent. He's got really no holes really anywhere. I don't really like Drake London, but again, he's got some guys on his bench that he could plug and play as well. And I think, these two guys will be in the running to win the league for sure.
Yeah, man. Big fan of Steve's team. Even a bigger fan of his name, Neighbors with Fed. Just an awesome name. Starting with his QB, Lamar, awesome. Running back, Brees, awesome. Should have been Tom Lembo's pick. Moss was a good pickup here. Malik Neighbors, I think he went 3rd round on him. Just fucking an awesome pick, and it's really paying off for him. But where he went wrong is Kyle Pitts. I mean, this guy has stunk year in and year out in fantasy. Stinky Pitts.
Stinky Pitts.
And, people think stuff's going to change with Kirk Cousins. The guy is just not that guy. That's the only piece on Steve's team that I'm not a fan of. He's got Likely on his bench, who's kind of been a hit or miss guy. Fan of Jacoby and big fan of Odunze if Caleb Williams stops stinking over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got DJ Moore also. He's got a great team here. Steve, once again, looking good 4 weeks in. It's a long season, but, him and Lee Pack looking like the powerhouses right now. I think you're up there with them, 3-1 as well.
And so is Hendo. There's 4 3-1 teams, so going to be hopefully jockeying for that first place or the one of the buys, and unless someone takes off, and it's still early and we're at the quarter-way mark.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year of fantasy and football in general. Teams that you didn't expect to be winning or losing, lots of injuries. So it's been an unprecedented year for football fans and fantasy players. So it's curious to see how the rest of the season's going to play out.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. I mean, there's so much parity in the league. You don't know who's going to go week to week or what team's going to show up or what guy's going to show up for that matter. That's why it's good to have depth, not only on your, your starting lineup, but on your bench. And, you have so many guys to plug and play, especially this year. It's been crazy with the amount of injuries as well. Big guys going down, but a lot of these number 2s are stepping up to be number 1s. And like I said, it's a lot of different options out there for, everybody in this league.
Mm-hmm. Just for a little motivation, suck my digs. ESPN has you at an 11% playoff chance.
Okay.
So a little motivation there, suck my digs. I just want to take this time now to call out some, inactive members of the league. Hate to do it. Starting with last year's champ Arnold, fucking awesome guy, man. Huge fan of him. He's been really busy. I don't know if he's got a good excuse or not, but miss him in the chat firing up. He comes in every once in a while, but miss him firing up in the chat. I want to see more activity out of him. Another big one, Flake Nato. Kid's so inactive, didn't know he had the shotgun, had to literally manually tag him for him to get notified that he had to boot. So I hate to see him so inactive as well. And then my last call out would probably be Kicks Picks comes in every once in a while. I just would love to see a little more from him.
Yeah,
But he's not the worst.
Definitely a little bit more activity from those three. Arnold's probably the biggest shock. You know, he was routing people up last year. I mean, he was on me for that horrible trade I made last year for about 2 weeks. He didn't stop. I mean, I know he's on my brother nonstop about, you know, taking McCaffrey over Brees. But, yeah, there's a little bit more activity for us. You know, we want to keep the league active and we want to keep the league great. You know, it's this is probably the best league that, you know, I'm in. And probably could say a lot of that. You know, I could probably say that for a lot of you guys too out there. But,
yeah,
you know, stay active and, you know, let's keep the league great.
You know, yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow start this year with the content, the rankings, and the pod, but I kind of like to shake it up. We went quiet for the first 4 weeks, see how this is all going to play out, and now we're going to hit the head strong for the rest of the season. We got the rankings coming out, the pods coming out, Survivor, you know, 5 weeks left. And we're on the pod. We're calling people out now. We're talking shit. We got the send coming up. May have to be rescheduled.
For the week after, I have a business trip down in Texas that weekend now. Unless you guys want to do the send without me and Tom here.
Of course not. Of course not.
To move it to the 20th, if that is possible, if that works for everybody. So when you're done watching this pod, if you guys could just let us know if the 20th works, that'd be great. The spread will be at Birdie, obviously. And we're thinking about doing a Costco spread.
I would love that. It's a double chunk chocolate cookie.
Chicken bake.
Fucking love those guys. Dunn sent me a video like the other day. He's like, "Why did you like this?" And it was up to them. I'm like, "Dude, they're the best." Oh.
We bring the boom.
The boom. We're on here with the new sleeve too.
Firing for the commish. Love it.
Just gotta finish up right here, but we're out here now.
Nice.
Looks big boom right there.
Love it.
But this was a great first episode. We're just about at the 30-minute mark. I think this is a good entry point. Give us your feedback on anything we missed and what we could do to keep making this pod better. Anything you could.
I'm gonna try to get into the studio. Just they haven't been in the office. I would really like to do that if we could get like a 4 or 5 man pod going in that studio would be awesome. We have really cool setups there, and it's, you know, like a legit like live. It's like you're on a live set. So I would definitely like to do that. I'm going to try to get in touch with them, and, you know, we'll definitely set that up for 1 week for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be fucking sweet. Looking forward to that. All right, if that's it, Lee, you got anything else?
No, that's it. Let's just keep the activity going, boys. Maybe see a couple trades after this week, and you know, a couple ball breaking in the chat, and, you know, let's fire each other up, man. We have a big week 5 coming up. We have a London game. Hopefully the Jets could turn it around, and you know, hopefully the Giants just keep doing what they're doing with Malik Neighbors, and let's just keep going, boys. Yeah, we got the rankings that will be posted soon, and hopefully some of these rankings and comments will fire some people up. So hype for the rankings. Reading some of the comments now, it's cracking me up. So we'll get those out there soon, Lee. Perfect. It's been fucking an awesome pod, and good luck the rest of the way, brother. Kamish, thank you for having me on. Good luck to you, and like I said, boys, let's get it going. Let's get active in this league. God bless you, Sistas Fantasy. Salud. God bless.